The clang of iron shackles echoes through the dank air of a Thracian prison camp, marking your debut into a world where your birth certificate is basically a prison record. Think modern dating profiles are harsh? Try being appraised by a slave merchant before you've even mastered the art of crying. Welcome to the Roman Empire, kid, where your first lullaby is the sound of guardsmen taking bets on your survival odds. One day, you might represent Mars himself in the arena. Right now, you're just a squealing bundle whose greatest talent is stress drooling. Your mother, a captured tribal warrior, can offer you nothing but her chains to play with. And the local rats seem more qualified than the camp's medicus, whose medical technique consists mainly of asking which god you've offended lately. But hey, you made it. Little do they know, each clinking link of your chains is forging something stronger than iron in your spirit. Life as a child slave is basically a crash course in How to Be Property 101. The nobles talk about their slaves being part of the noble Roman tradition of civilization. Apparently, that means learning to be a really fancy footstool. During a lavish dinner party, you overhear a noble teenager mockingly explaining to his friends how slaves don't feel pain or emotions the same way real people do, while you're standing right there holding his wine jug. The sheer effort it takes not to redecorate his toga with that wine proves just how wrong he is. You get your education from watching other slaves. Some break, some bend, some manage to keep a secret smile that confuses the guards. You're particularly fascinated by an old Greek teacher slave who gets beaten regularly, but somehow acts like he's the one feeling sorry for his punisher. That's some next-level psychological warfare you're taking notes on. Your big break comes in the master's library. When you drop his prized scroll of Homer, instead of begging forgiveness, you maintain eye contact while carefully rewinding it. He's so impressed by your warrior spirit, his words for what was actually frozen terror, that he decides you're arena material. Congratulations, you've just failed your way into an even more dangerous career path. Welcome to the Ludus, where personal space is a myth, and your new family consists of men who could crush watermelons with their biceps. Think gym initiations are rough? Try having a former arena champion as your personal trainer, who believes pain is just weakness leaving the body through repeated blunt force trauma. Your first lesson isn't even about fighting, it's about eating. They feed you a special gladiator diet that's basically ancient Roman bulking powder, barley, beans, and something they swear is nutritious ash. Your fellow trainees call it the weight gain program from hell, but hey, at least you're getting 3 meals a day now. Ew. Even if they all taste like disappointment mixed with regret.
Yeah!
The wooden training sword they give you, a Rudy's, might as well be a tree trunk. It's just a stick, they say. Sure, and the Colosseum is just a fancy garden fence. In your mind, you're already making those nobles pay with real steel. Your lanista keeps saying you're being forged like a blade. You're pretty sure he means tortured like a prisoner, but you start to understand why some gladiators walk with that annoying swagger. Turns out, learning you can't be broken is addictively empowering. The big day arrives. Time to discover what kind of gladiator you'll be. The public imagines it's a sacred ritual where the goddess Bellona, Mars' warrior sister, guides the choice. In reality, it's a judgmental lanista whose artistic vision dictates whether you look better holding a net or resembling a walking statue.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. You're assigned as a mermillo. That's arena speak for guy who fights while carrying half an armory. Your new gear includes a massive scutum shield that doubles as a portable wall, a gladius sword that's actually reasonable sized, finally, and a helmet topped with a fish decoration. Because nothing says fierce warrior quite like wearing an aquatic fashion statement. The Romans claim the fish represents Neptune's blessing. You suspect it's just to give the crowd something to laugh at. Training gets specific. Learn to fight retiari, the net guys who think they're fishermen, Thracies, who compensate for their tiny shields with excessive attitude, and other mermillos, fish helm family reunion.
How many gladiator types exist? Only true arena connoisseurs know the answer. Actually, there are roughly 20 types of fighters in our arenas.
During one sparring session, you realize your opponent isn't just fighting you, he's fighting his own fear of your shield. The moment he hesitates, you have him. That's when it hits you, as if you'd caught a glimpse of a deeper script in this deadly theater, far beyond its blades. Your lanista probably thinks that head hit from yesterday is finally showing. Your debut in the arena arrives with all the glamour of a sacrificial lamb's first trip to the altar. Every move has to be perfect. This is your chance to show them all what real power looks like. Shame that your first epic entrance involves tripping over your own sword. The pomp of ceremony has you marching like a proud warrior in armor that feels like it was designed by a particularly vindictive architect. Your helmet's fish crest wobbles with each step, making you look less like Neptune's champion and more like a seasick tourist. The rush of power you feel charging at your opponent lasts exactly until you realize the crowd's roaring with laughter, not awe. You don't win your first fight, but you survive it. Which, according to your Lanista's slow nod, is actually more impressive.
Remember the Emperor's gesture this evening? Yes, it was a closed fist with the thumb tucked inside.
As you leave the arena, you catch a glimpse of those same noble boys who used to mock you, now arguing about your fighting style. Turns out, there's a certain power in making your tormentors pay to watch you rise. Fame in the arena is a peculiar thing. One moment you're someone's property, the next you're signing autographs on clay tablets. Apparently, your market value includes entertainment tax now. The nobles, who once saw you as furniture, now debate your fighting technique over expensive wine. At first, their approval feels like victory, until you realize you're still letting them define your worth. Your signature move? Letting overconfident opponents tire themselves out while you play the patient turtle behind your shield. The crowd used to boo this strategy, until they realized you were actually choreographing elaborate faceplants. The day their cheers became as impressive as a juggler's encore was the day you truly became unbeatable. Turns out it's hard to lose when their mockery stings like a paper sword. Between fights, you notice something changing. The same arena that was meant to break you has become your stage for something bigger. Every victory feels less like survival and more like a statement. You're not just fighting anymore, you're performing freedom. And that's exactly when age sneaks up on you like a retiarius with a grudge. Your legendary shield wall technique now comes with complementary joint pain. And what used to be your intimidating gladiator scowl now betrays a slight wince after each impact. These days, your victory celebration includes deciding if that final impressive move was worth the price your body will charge tomorrow. The young hotshots challenge you constantly, all fresh muscles and fancy footwork. You teach them the movements passed down through generations. Each stance, the secret warrior's wisdom, their masters never spotted. The moment you get it, even those ridiculous fish helms start to look like they're in on the joke.
Own an authentic Murmillo helmet like those worn in the arena. Did you know even non-gladiators can now display these magnificent works of art in their homes? And my illustrated scroll documents these brutal spectacles for historical understanding, while our detailed figurines preserve the reality that future generations must learn from. May wisdom eventually end these practices. Details in the description below.
That's impossible, they complain after face planting into the sand for the 5th time. I wasn't even near you. You just smile. Turns out watching your opponents defeat themselves is way easier on your joints. This old school stuff is actually getting fun. Plot twist. Your role as the arena's most patient babysitter brings an unexpected bonus when, in a particularly heated training session, you dodge a rookie's wild swing so smoothly that 3 senators drop their wine cups in sync.
Oh my God, what do I see? Is he true that I reborn to me?
They're so impressed by your godlike composure, their words for what was actually your bad knee acting up, that they petition for your freedom. So much for epic final battles. Your final battle isn't even a fight. The day they hand you the rudies, that wooden sword of freedom, you almost laugh at the irony. After all, you'd stopped fighting your own battles years ago.
Do you remember?
Oh yes, so young.
When you realized that victories and defeats only exist in other people's minds.
Do you think they actually feel things?
Don't be ridiculous. They're just very well trained.
The rookies expect epic battle techniques and deadly moves. True strength often looks like doing nothing at all, letting your opponent's certainties do the fighting for you.
Besides, they lack the inner strength for freedom. They can't even understand it. They wouldn't even know what to do with it.
Sure. Rome has nothing to fear.
Some get it, most don't. Yet. But watching their confused faces slowly light up with understanding feels better than any arena victory ever did. These days, you spend a lot of time in the empty arena, watching the morning light play on ancient stone that once felt like prison walls. True chains were never made of iron, just as true freedom was never about having the right piece of wood in your hand.
By the gods, it's really you, the champion of Rome, the man whose fights changed my life, stands before me.
In what has to be the fate's most brutal punchline, the arena's cruel spectacle remains unchanged, yet, in some mystery beyond all understanding, life itself now unfurls before you, dancing in unwavering celebration, as if nothing were ever out of place. Even the crowd's roar has become just another note in this strange, beautiful symphony you never noticed before. And in this peaceful appreciation, you finally found that ultimate power you once thought could only come from victory. Turns out it was waiting in the last place you thought to look. Sitting here, feeling both more fragile and more powerful than ever, you can't help but wonder, what if those legendary gods worshipped in Rome were just gladiators who figured out the same thing you did? Maybe tomorrow you'll wake up as Jupiter himself, who chose to dream this mortal life just to remember that the mightiest weapon was learning to break free in your mind before your body.